As we head into the winter months, it's important to understand how your internal world is impacted by the seasons. What if I told you that the seasons don't just change the external world, they also change your internal world? They have a psychological and a spiritual effect on your consciousness. If you're new to esotericism, you may not really understand this. But if you have some deep understanding of as above, so below, you already know this. But today, we're going to be explaining it in great detail. So tune in, maybe make some notes. Also, if I've helped you grow spiritually in any way through these videos, post a yes in the chat or down in the comments. We live with 4 seasons. The sun, the primary source of life on this earth, shifts conditions on the planet in 4 distinct ways. Naturally, we call them spring, summer, autumn, and winter. These are the 4 states the earth moves through because of the sun's cycle. And these cycles don't just happen out there. They unfold in you as well. In your body, your mind, your spirit, in your consciousness. They create change on the inside and the outside. We exist with a dual nature. There is the outer self, your body, your roles, your circumstances, and there is the inner self, the spiritual self within the mind. That inner self imagines, thinks, and feels. It's the part of you that assigns meaning, forms images, and sets the energetic tone your body and your life then follow. For example, think about your cell phone. A message pops up. We need to talk. If your inner self imagines a problem, your chest tightens and your stomach drops. Now flip it. Assume it's good news, a promotion, an apology, a surprise gift. Your shoulders release, your breath deepens. Nothing in the outer scene changed. Only the inner picture shifted, and your body and emotions followed suit. That is your spiritual self in motion, the imaginer directing the experiencer. And on the inside, that self is the true self, when it's free of the false identifications, of course, such as the ego. The true self abides in the mind, and it is the immortal self, the self that does not die, does not perish, that remains always and has always been the inner self. But on the other side of the mind, the outside of the mind, we have this, what we call our physical human body. This is our external physical body. So outside of us is a physical reality, but inside of us is a spiritual, non-physical reality. Inside of us cannot be measured. Outside of us can be measured. So we have an internal world and an external world. I think this is the reason why the word individual has the word dual at the end. Dual meaning opposing or two. We have a dual nature, inner world in the mind and a self outside the mind. And the mind acts as some sort of doorway. It is a doorway into ourself. You can feel this doorway in simple moments. Eyes closed, attention sinks inward. Eyes open, attention moves outward. Same you, 2 directions of awareness. So in esotericism, this is what it's all about. We work with the internal world. We try and figure out who we are from the inside out, not who we are outside of us, because we realize that the external world is nothing but a crystallization of what's happening inside of us. Our lives are a result of every single thought that we thought in the past. Think of the outer as a print and the inner as the plate the print came from. Change the plate and the print must change. As I was discussing the seasons, we have an internal world in the mind and a self outside the mind. And this is reflected even in the cycles of the heavens. This is how you know the universe is intelligently designed. And the law of correspondence corresponds with everything. The law of correspondence is as above, so below. The law of correspondence as above, so below is just the law of life of the universe. It is in everything. You can test it for yourself. Shift your inner picture and watch the tone of your day follow. So the daytime, the sun, This is external impressions or expressions, should I say. We express ourselves outside the mind, in the outside world, in the material body, taking actions outside of us during this daytime. The sun represents outward expression. The daytime, this is when we wake up, we're conscious. We do things outside of our mind. Notice how your language even changes by day. Doing, moving, deciding, speaking. That's the sun current in you. But then the nighttime comes around and it becomes dark, and the moon rules over the nighttime, and we return to our internal world. We return to the darkness. We return to the internal self in the mind. This follows the correspondence. This follows the law. At night, the verbs soften, feeling, sensing, remembering, imagining. That's the moon current, the inner room where meanings are made. Although the outside world has a cycle of day and night, so does our own mind have this cycle. This isn't fluff. It's a pattern you can observe any day. As above, so below. As within, so without. What's happening outside of us is also happening inside of us. The mind is also going in a cycle, because in the daytime, the mind wakes up and we express things externally. But when the sun goes away and the electromagnetic rays of the sun are not very strong, our brain waves decrease. Our body activity decreases, it slows down, and we return to the internal self. The body switches off, and we return to the internal self in the mind. We enter the doorway of the mind and return to the internal, the spiritual self. And when the body is less active, this is when we are more connected to the internal world, our spiritual true self. A simple check-in proves it. Late at night, close your eyes and ask a big question. You'll notice the answer rises from depth, not from noise. So as above, so below corresponds with the day and night, the sun and the moon. The moon represents our internal world, the world inside our mind, the self inside the mind. And the sun represents the external self in the external world. Hold that map. Sun for expression, moon for reflection. Use the right current for the right work, and life starts to feel aligned rather than forced. Okay, so stay with me. Recognizing these cycles trains you to align with nature's rhythm instead of fighting against it. Okay? Just like how in the winter we're more in the house, animals hibernate. They go in darkness to hibernate. So does our consciousness, our spirit, the self inside of our mind. We can use these cycles to our advantage to evolve spiritually, to connect and be more balanced. When the headlines scream and every day feels like chaos, like we're inches from World War III, this is the moment to turn inward. Go quiet. Get with your inner self. That's your compass, not the news, not the noise. The inner self will walk you through any season, any storm, any storyline playing out on this planet. Tune in, lock in, let it lead. Now, let's switch gears for a minute. Lucid dreaming, dreaming itself, and astral projections, I find, are more easily accessible during the winter and the night times. Like I said, because the brain activity is decreased due to the sun being not powerful, we are more reconnected with the self inside the mind, the spiritual self, the immortal self. Wintertime is a great time to work on yourself, to start gaining discipline, to meditation, to really working on the subconscious, because spiritual work is harder than any physical labor. You really got to dig deep within yourself and be honest and true with yourself. No cap. It's important to understand that you are a microcosm of God. We don't meet reality first. We imagine it first. Everything you see was once a thought, then a plan, then a thing. Before wood was cut or screws turned, someone pictured it, size, color, shape. The blueprint wasn't pretend. It was the invisible template the physical followed. Your life works the same way. The inner picture becomes the outer pattern. Your body is a microcosm, a miniature universe. Every thought you think commands 50 trillion cells. You're literally commanding a whole civilization inside your body. And this is how you are a reflection of the divine. So everything that happens outside of you is also happening inside of you. The law of correspondence is the most important law that you could possibly learn because it makes everything so clear. Just like how reality right now is a reflection of what's happening inside of people's minds and consciousness. We can't blame the elites for all the negative things that happen in reality, because all the negative things that are happening in reality are the negative things that are happening in people's minds. We need to take control of ourselves. Tonight, treat night as winter. 60 seconds, slow breathing. Inhale 4, exhale 6. Name your current season. Spring morning, summer noon, autumn, evening, winter, night. Set one inner picture for tomorrow morning, spring. What will rise again? See it, feel it, sleep on it. So with that being said, thank you all, everyone.